What's poppin', you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's YadinaYang with another video. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing great. I hope you are too. So today I'm gonna be giving you tips on how to stop being insecure, boy or girl. Yeah, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna start off saying there's no person who's perfect, but there's also people who's perfect. I'm just kidding, but no, honestly, you're perfect the way you are. But that's something you already know, but don't feel. I was sort of saying that you should really go deep and really go back and hear or see when it was the first time someone told you something or someone made you feel a certain way to the point you started having that type of insecurity that you have. There's always a root where it started and how it made you feel that you didn't reconsider, because at first you didn't see it as the insecurity. It's always like that. It's only when someone make it obvious to you or show you that should be an insecurity, that's when you start to see yourself different, and that's when you start to see yourself as like an outcast. So the first thing I would tell you to do is really go back and see when that person or when that situation happened to make you feel that insecurity, because insecurities are things we learn from other people. If there was no one in the world and it was just you, how would you know you're ugly? If there was no one to tell you that your nose is too big or too small, how would you know your nose is too big? If there was no mirrors, you wouldn't see yourself any type of way. You know what I mean? But we have those things. And you have to also remember, it's society. It's just society that have its own way of seeing things, and it doesn't have to be your way. Remember that this is all about you. This is your world. What you're willing to accept is what's gonna dictate your future. If you ever have kids, if you ever are around people, because people can smell insecurity from a mile away, especially when it's like loud. And sometimes you don't really have to tell people your insecurities, like we can already see them. But it's when you speak great about those things, it's when you accept that part of you, not in a way where it's like you're arguing with someone or trying to prove to someone, in a way of acceptance. Because you can say like, no, I don't care that people say stuff like that, but deep down you do. And it's okay to care, but it's okay to be like, it's okay to just not say anything, just because you don't have to prove to anybody. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, insecurity is something that's taught. It's not something that was you was born with. I would so advise you to also start seeing those insecurity as how, no, I would advise you to remember, if you were the person looking outside of you, if you was a different person, how would you talk to that person that has those insecurities? What would you tell that person about those insecurities? Because at the end of the day, it's how you see yourself that matters, not how other people see you. Because eyes are deceiving. And we only say people are pretty because that is what society tells us. You have to get out of the system to really see that your beauty has nothing to do with it. And also remember, even pretty people, even people that may seem like don't have insecurity, they probably do. They just learn to love those insecurities. They learn to accept those insecurities, even though it's not. We're made imperfect, and I feel like that's the beauty of it all. You get to this world and you learn these opinions, you learn this way of thinking, and I don't know why we don't question those things, but that's what hurts us in the end. So if you can really learn to unlearn everything you have learned, you will start to see there's nothing wrong with you. There was never anything wrong with you. People just wanted you to see yourself in their eyes and how they see you, but you're not them. You're you. You need to choose for yourself how you want to see the world. You need to unlearn everything you have learned. Society pretty is not your pretty. It doesn't have to be your pretty. I know someone is probably wishing like, these are not tips to help me, but these are things to really think about. You should question, why do you even hate that you have a big nose? Who is it bothering? You know what I mean? Why do you hate that you have tiny lips? It's okay. I think that's the beauty of who you are. Like, if you want to change those parts, I say definitely go for it. Don't feel bad if that's gonna help you feel better. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I'll say learn to accept those parts of you, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that know who you are. You're the only one that sleeps with you. Like, you have to be kind to yourself, because you're the only one who lives in your body. Like, imagine, what would you tell your kid if they was going through that insecurity? I feel like if you learn to unlearn everything and learn to mother and father yourself, you will see yourself totally different, and you will understand the world in a different way where you don't just go with whatever everybody thinks or how society thinks you should look like or be like. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it helped you in any type of way. If it did, comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Bye.